Hey everyone, welcome to The Explainer. Today, our mission is simple, but honestly, it's incredibly powerful. We're going to be demystifying this revolutionary concept called data assetification. We'll be tracing the roadmap of the Codatta Protocol to figure out exactly how this works, where the whole thing started, and where it's heading. So, let's get right into it.
First off, I want you to really think about this. What if your data actually paid you royalties, right? For literally decades, we've lived in a world where the data we generate every single day is just vacuumed up by massive platforms, packaged together, and sold, completely leaving us out of the financial loop. But what if we could flip that script entirely? What if the information you provide became a permanent asset that paid you back continuously? Okay, let's dive into this definition. Data assetification is basically the process of transforming raw information into a tracked, on-chain asset that generates ongoing royalties for its contributors. So instead of your raw data just sitting in some isolated corporate silo, it gets minted onto a blockchain. It becomes a verifiable asset. And this means there's a permanent, immutable record of exactly who contributed what, which is what allows for deterministic, automated payouts. This right here is the ultimate end goal of the roadmap we are about to explore. To understand how we get there, we've got a clear multi-year journey to map out today. We'll start with the data assetification vision, then jump to 2023 for the Microscope Foundation, look at the 2024 expansion to Codatta, hit 2025 for tokenization and users, and finally arrive at 2026, the Forge era.
As you'll see, this absolutely isn't an overnight process. The journey moves systematically from this highly collaborative, open-source origin, the Microscope launch in 2023, straight through the Codatta expansion, into tokenization, and finally to a full, production-ready protocol in 2026. Every single year serves as a crucial stepping stone.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, the data assetification vision, moving from fragmented data to shared knowledge.
500 million. Yeah, wow. To put that into perspective, that's literally more than the entire population of South America. This number represents roughly 500 million crypto account annotations that needed to be managed under this framework. Just think about the sheer scale of that for a second. When you have 500 million fragmented labels just floating around the crypto ecosystem, you don't just have a simple storage problem, you've got a massive coordination and verification problem on your hands. I mean, how do you even ensure all that data is accurate, usable, and actually fair to the people who provided it?
Well, that scale is exactly what dictates the ultimate vision. You literally cannot manage 500 million annotations manually. It's impossible. You need a general protocol for data sourcing, labeling, and on-chain assertion. Basically, you need a system that takes all those fragmented, messy labels and turns them into shared, rock-solid knowledge. And this is the absolutely crucial part. It has to be paired with deterministic royalties. That means the system mathematically guarantees that the folks contributing that knowledge actually get paid for their work. No ifs, ands, or buts.
So where did this all kick off? Let's move to Section 2. 2023. The Microscope Foundation, which started out as a cross-org public goods launch.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer weight of the names involved here. This wasn't just some scrappy little side project. Microscope was co-initiated by Chaintool, with major heavy-hitting contributions from the Coinbase data team, Go Plus, and engineers over at Masari. These organizations looked at the landscape and realized, hey, we all need a shared schema to coordinate on-chain account annotation. So they teamed up to build the foundation that would eventually make data assetification a reality.
But back in 2023, the focus was actually, well, it was super specialized. They were entirely zeroed in on collaborative verification and multi-party workflows specifically for AML, anti-money laundering, and compliance. It was built as an open-source public good designed to help the entire crypto industry track and verify addresses to keep the ecosystem safe. So really vital foundational work. Which brings us to Section 3, 2024, expanding to Codatta and generalizing the protocol.
The leap that occurred between these 2 years is just massive. In 2023, like we said, Microscope was tightly focused on crypto labels, AML workflows, and serving as a public good. But in 2024, the mission completely exploded in scope. Microscope's foundation was extended into Codatta, becoming a fully general protocol. They moved way beyond just crypto labels into broad data sourcing. And most importantly, they introduced the whole concept of on-chain assetization with royalties. So it evolved from this specialized compliance tool into a totally new economic framework. And of course, with a new economy comes new rules, specifically formalizing things like staking as confidence and contributor reputation. Let's casually translate that Web3 jargon for a second. Essentially, this just means you gotta have skin in the game. If you want to contribute data and earn those sweet royalties, you have to stake tokens to show, yes, I am confident my data is accurate. And if it is, you build up an on-chain reputation and get rewarded.
All right, ramping up the energy here because Section 4 brings us to 2025 tokenization and users. We are talking commercial datasets and some really major milestones. 1 million, specifically crossing 1 million KYC'd users. Now, KYC means know your customer, so we are talking about verified, real human beings here, not a bunch of bots. The source material makes it super clear why this matters. They use these big distribution moments to recruit and train actual contributors, making a very conscious decision not to just chase empty vanity metrics. Reaching 1 million verified users, that is the absolute crucial starting line if you want to build enterprise-grade datasets. I mean, you can't sell enterprise data if you have no idea who's generating it, right? 2025 is also when the economic engine fully comes online. On July 23, 2025, Codatta held their Token Generation Event, or TGE, for the $XNY token. This sparked broad circulation across major exchanges like Kraken and Bybit. But a huge highlight here is the Binance Booster Program. Codatta was literally the very first project in this program, and that drove some massive early distribution and attention to the protocol.
Okay, so what is the big takeaway from all this 2025 hype? Well, they actually shipped commercial datasets and APIs. This right here is the Why It Matters bridge. By commercializing the data and making it super accessible through APIs, real clients actually started paying for it. And because of how the protocol is designed, that meant the everyday contributors finally began earning real, ongoing royalties. The whole promise of data assetification officially realized.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 5, 2026, the Forge era. The protocol is in full production.
And this brilliantly illustrates exactly how the sausage gets made. We're looking at a highly technical 3-step production process happening right now in the Forge year. Let's walk through it calmly. Step 1, on-chain anchoring. That's securing the raw data cryptographically so its origin is 100% proven. Step 2, CF assetification. That's taking that verified data and packaging it into a tracked, usable asset. And then Step 3, where the magic happens. Deterministic royalties and pay-per-request distribution. Every single time a client requests that data, the code automatically routes the payment straight back to the original contributors. No middlemen taking a cut, just pure code-enforced distribution. It's a game changer.
Now, to support that pay-per-request model, the 2026 scaling operations are frankly intense. They're executing an end-to-end hybrid protocol. They're running pilots and proof-of-value access controls, which is basically proving to new clients that the data is worth paying for. They've rolled out sophisticated metering to track exactly how much data is being used, and they're scaling up these pods and useful agents to handle the massive technical load. This is exactly what a fully mature, production-ready protocol looks like. Just take a step back and look at this journey for a second. In just 4 years, this entire ecosystem transformed from Microscope, which, remember, was a highly specialized open-source compliance tool for tracking crypto addresses, into Codatta, a generalized, fully tokenized commercial data marketplace. They built the shared knowledge base, they built the reputation system, and they successfully assetified data so the actual contributors get paid.
So as the Forge era scales up and this revolutionary data marketplace continues to grow, I want to leave you with one final thought to chew on. What valuable data do you have that could be generating royalties for you tomorrow? The infrastructure is now in place. The data economy has officially changed. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this helped clear up the roadmap to data assetification. Keep learning, and I will see you guys next time.